Welcome back to the Avenue, and thank you for coming in. And to my new viewers, I'd like to say welcome. And to my returning viewers, I'd like to say thank you again for showing up. And as you know, on this channel, we talk about real life, real money, and building real wealth. And so today we know how the economy is just uncertain. And a lot of you have been asking me and asking probably yourselves and other people, what should I do with my money now? It's so uncertain. The stock market is volatile. I just don't know what to do with my money. What should I be doing with my money in these uncertain times? Stay tuned because we're going to talk about just that. So let's get started. The number one thing that I would tell you to do is to have an emergency fund and have a budget. Why? Because we know that the market goes up, the market goes down, but your bills come in each and every month, whether you want them to come in or not. So we want to make sure we have an emergency fund just in case something happens and you need an amount of money to take care of that. We also want to make sure we have a budget for the ongoing expenses, household expenses that we have going on before we even think about doing any investments. Now, I'm not saying that 100% of your bills need to be totally paid off, all debt paid down. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying make sure you're taking care of the very basics before you go any further with what to do with the extra money that you have. And then after you get all that in order, one thing you want to look at is when you start investing is consistently investing. Invest a certain amount each and every month, whatever it is, $5, $10, $100, $250, $500 a month, whatever. Get it in your mind and go ahead and start investing that every month because it will help you with consistency. But those are the things that you want to do. Regardless of whether the market is up or down, it does not matter. Just continue investing each and every month. Another thing that I would make sure you understand too is it's best in this volatile market to diversify. Don't put everything in the stock market. Don't put everything into bonds. Don't put everything into necessarily the real estate market. But why not have some in each of these baskets? Index funds, different kinds of index funds. Just have something in a high yield savings account. All of that. Just have some in each and every basket that will suit whatever you think you need to do for your family. Now, let me make a disclaimer here. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not giving you financial advice. This is just educational information for you so that you can make decisions for yourself. I always tell you to go and research. That way you can make the decision for yourself. You can't say that Adrian told me to do this, and that's one reason why I don't specify any stock in particular, because I don't want you to just go invest in that just because I said it or that's what I invest in. I want you to make those decisions for yourself, teaching you how to go out there, do the research, and once you find out something that you want to invest heavily in, go ahead and invest in that. But diversification will help you, especially in uncertain times. You don't know what's going to go up, you don't know what's going to go down, but if you have your eggs in different baskets, more than likely all those baskets won't go down at the same time. They probably won't go up at the same time, but they surely won't go down. So you'll be protecting yourself to a certain extent with this uncertainty. Over the years, I've realized for some people, sometimes it's not about the financial knowledge that you have. It's not about the spreadsheets, not about the budget. It's not about the math. It's about the mindset. Ever feel like money is controlling you instead of the other way around? You're not alone. Most people struggle with saving, spending, and building security, but it doesn't have to stay that way. That's why I created the Well in Wealth Financial Therapy Cards, a deck of 70 powerful, thought-provoking questions that help you uncover how you really think, feel, and act with money. These aren't just cards. They're conversation starters, clarity builders, and a step toward the confidential financial future you deserve. So if you're ready to break free from financial stress and start making money work for you, click the link below and grab your deck today. Made just for you. Now, back to the video. Now, let's talk about a few different strategies when it comes to investing. And one of the strategies that you can use when it comes to investing is investing in either index funds or ETFs when it comes to the stock market. If you don't want to pick, if you don't want to just spend time trying to figure out, is this stock better than this stock? What is this stock performing better than this stock? What the future is going to be like? You can get into these funds, and even mutual funds. A mutual fund will cost you a little bit more money, but they are managed by other folks. There are certain companies that are put in these funds, and these are the companies like the S&P 500. Those are the 500 largest companies that's out there. So all across all areas, it could be tech, it could be consumer goods, it could be any of those, but they're the 500 largest companies out there. What a great selection to have, because more than likely all those companies are not going to go down, all those companies are not going to go up, but you have a good selection of solid companies to invest your money in. That you can set it and forget it, because the index fund will do what the index fund will do, and these companies will be changed out as they fall down below the qualifications, and someone else may be placed in there. But that is a great way to start. That way you won't have to worry about looking at it every day, wondering what's going to happen and that type of thing. So that's one way you can invest. Another strategy is to invest in dividend stock, which is a stock that will actually pay you normally on a quarterly, some on a monthly basis, a certain dividend depending on how many shares that you have. And so you will actually be getting money from dividends as well as the stock increasing in value. Now, these stocks normally don't go up real quickly because you're getting the dividend. So that's the advantage of having the dividend stock as opposed to having a growth stock that'll just grow and go up quickly. So that may be another investment strategy for you. If you like bonds, you can go into bonds, check them out, see what the rates are on them, see how much they'll cost you, see what the expiration date is on them, how much you'll get at the end, all of that, if you like bonds. So there are various instruments that you can use to invest in for your benefit. And these are the things you need to do a little research on. And once you're satisfied, yes, I like that fund, go for it and go ahead and invest in those funds. One other instrument is a CD, a certificate of deposit, because that could be an option for you since we don't know what the interest rates are going to do. Right now, the interest rates are pretty high, but if they were to come down some and you lock into a CD with a decent interest rate, you will get that money over the next 6 months to 9 months to a year to it could be 3 years out or so. So, keep those in mind. Don't just sleep on the CDs if you feel like that's right for you. And if you feel like the interest rates are going to drop here in the near future, lock into a CD and you will keep the interest rate like it is right now. Right now, you still have some good high yielding saving account interest rates. So if you can keep it in there as long as you possibly can, you can get as much as you can. But if we see what the government is going to do, what the Fed decides to do, one way or another, one of these months that interest rates will start to fall again, then you can make a move or make a move before then. But a CD is another option as far as investing is concerned. Now, before we go any further, I would love for you to hit that like button or that subscribe button so that you can stay up to date on the latest information as I'm bringing it to you. I know it's uncertain times, but you can feel certain that I will be here every Tuesday at 8:30 Central Time to bring you information as far as information on finances and that sort of thing, real estate, whatever you want to know. Drop some comments down there in the comment area if you want me to talk about something in specific, and I will do my very best to answer that. The one thing that I want to warn us against is that sometimes in uncertain times, we freeze or we pause. We want to wait to see how things are going to shake out. And you may be missing time if you freeze or pause. Continue to do the things that's been working for you in the past. Now, don't go out and purchase something that you've never heard of before, that's maybe not a solid investment. That's not the time to do this, but we want to do progress instead of perfection. There's never going to be a perfect time to do anything. So if we do the progress, look at the progress. How's the progress going? Are we moving in the right direction? Are we still continuing to invest? And a lot of it, you all, It's about a mindset. If you have an abundance mindset, that the market will eventually go back up, just like it came down, the market will eventually go back up. Eventually things will settle down. And the one thing that I hear from most investors is, once I had the opportunity to invest, my biggest regret is that I didn't put more money in the market at that time. Let's say the market dips and you're able to put quite a bit of money in the market, or more than you normally put. However, you're thinking, it's still uncertain, and so I'm just going to put this much in it and hold back. You'll probably have a regret on that at some point in time. So what I'm saying is, make sure that you're progressing, looking at your progress, making those wise decisions in these uncertain times, that you do the right thing at all times. Another tip that I can give you that will help you through these uncertain times is to focus on your long-term goals and not the headlines. Every day, you all know, for the past year, every day there's been something in the headline news about famous people, about things coming out of the White House, about individual states, about the state of Texas. There's been news about the state of Texas. But we cannot focus on these news, what's coming in the news every day, because it may go from one way to the next way to the next way. We need to focus on what's good for our house in the long term. And let's not get off our path because the news is showing up like it. The news has always been the news. It's always going to show up in some form or another. So we don't worry about what's out there in the news, what's showing up. We need to worry about what our focus is, what we're focusing on, which direction we want to go in, making sure we're continuing to move in that direction. So focus on the long term and not necessarily these news headlines that come out every day, sometimes every hour. You just never know when something may hit the news, and you'll hear about it. I usually watch the weather for the most part. I'll watch some finance channels, and then I'll watch some stuff about houses. But and for entertainment, every now and then I'll watch a little entertainment. Oh, and I do like sports. I like the football and stuff like that, college as well as professional. But for the most part, I don't stick to the news. I don't read a lot of headlines or anything like that, because it gets me off of my focus, and I need to maintain focus throughout the rest of the year. And remember, this market that we're in has survived pandemics, it survived depressions, it survived just a lot of things, market crashes. It survived all of that, and it's come back even stronger after that. So don't be discouraged. Be encouraged that this market that we're in will go up. We know AI is out there, and it's getting bigger, it's getting better. That's another strategy if you want to follow the trends of what's going on right now. We don't, everybody keeps saying we're at the beginning of this AI trend, and every day, if you're keeping up with it, it's hard to keep up with. It's hard to keep up with. But if you're trying to keep up with it a little bit, it changes on a daily basis. Things are getting smarter, getting faster, more efficient. And so, and the stock that's related to this is continuing to go up in value, because that's where the value is now. So that may be a strategy that you want to hang your hat on. But in the meantime, making sure that you're doing what you need to do for your family, for yourself, for your household, so that you can continue to gain money, make money in the stock market. It survived a lot of things, you all, and it will continue to survive all of these things that's going on. Even this year, it'll survive this, and we'll come out better on the other end. When there's a bounce, normally you bounce and then you go up higher. You bounce and then you go up higher. So that's what we're looking forward to. Don't be fearful of the market. Research, and more research you do, the more information you have, the more your fear should settle down. Study these things to answer your own questions, because they're out there. Don't go by what I say. Look at the history of the stock market and see what it's done in the past when we've gone through pandemics, recession, wars, all of that kind of stuff. It comes back, and it comes back stronger. I'd hate for you to miss out on it because you didn't make the move because you were fearful. So take that in consideration. Let me just throw this in there. One of the biggest mistakes that people make when the market falls a little or pulls back is they panic sell. They think, oh no, it's over with. I don't want to lose all my money. So let me just take the little money that I have left out of the market. That is a huge mistake, you all. If you bought into a company because you've done the research, you liked it, and just because it has a pullback or it goes down because somebody out of the White House says something or something is going on and it comes down a little bit, that's natural. It's in the market. Market's going to have pullback. If it goes up too fast, you can guarantee yourself it's going to have a pullback. I'm kind of happy when the pullbacks happen because that's my opportunity. If I truly believe in that company, is to go in and buy some more. Some of us think, oh, I've missed the boat on this. I've missed the boat on that because it's too high. Well, there may be a pullback. For me, some of these companies, as they're going up, if they go up too high, it's gone up too high for me. And I'm like, I'm not going to buy it at that price. I'll just wait. But in the meantime, I'm looking at other stock out there that I'm interested in, something that I can afford, something I still believe in, something that's still growing, or change to a dividend stock, change to an index fund, put more money in those. But there's always a time and a chance, an opportunity to go ahead and invest. But you got to do it wisely. You got to do it smart. But don't be panic selling during this time of uncertainty. If it goes, some stocks have dropped on me 15, 20%. And you know what? I held my breath and kind of bought some more, as a matter of fact, and then it went back up. So once you're in it for a while, you know how it's going to react and you know how it's going to act. So when it falls, that doesn't really bother me. It doesn't bother me. So, but if you have your solid stock and if you bought low enough, you will still be making money even if it does fall. But just wait on the bounce back. Don't panic sell in any situation. Bottom line, gang, is that there's always going to be uncertainty, from day to day to day. You don't know tomorrow what's going to happen to you, not just in the stock market. In life, you don't know what's going to happen to you. There's always uncertainty. So let's not be held back by fear and uncertainty and miss out on opportunities. That's the whole purpose of this video, is to help you through these uncertain points, give you some pointers to look at, some things to research, some things to consider, and don't be frozen. Don't stop investing because things are happening, because it's uncertain. Don't panic sell. There are certain things you don't want to do, but there are certain things that you do want to do, such as continue to invest in those solid stock, because time in the market beats time in the market. Time in the market is just on your side. The more money you can put in the market, the earlier, the better off you'll be when you start, when it comes to that time to pull it out. So stick to your plan, whatever your plan is. You have various options out there, but whatever your plan is, even in the real estate market, if you're going to buy some real estate or something like that, stick to your plan. Even in these uncertain times, stick to your plan, but be wise about the money. Never put yourself in a situation where if the bottom would fall out of anything, you would lose everything, So just keep that in mind also, okay? Hopefully these tips have helped you and they will be helpful for you in the future. And right now, look at the video over if you have to. And with that, I will see you in the next video.